Hi guys, and welcome back to Dream Team Live. Now, as you can see, we are not in the office. We've decided to give you a behind the scenes look at how the beautiful flower creations are made. So today we have Geraldine, from Bouquet Boutique.
Hi guys.
We're in her gorgeous studio at New Farm, which, as she just mentioned to me, has been opened every day during COVID-19, supplying amazing arrangements, as you can see behind us. That is just fabulous, to people at home. So yeah, so that must have been, although you can't produce events and weddings as you normally do.
Yeah.
You said you've seen like a surge of people wanting flowers at home.
We have. I kept the store open for a little while. It was very, very quiet, but a lot of the local people, you'd find some people wandering the street. It was actually just nice to talk to people, to be honest, and not sit at home in the four walls. So it was a little bit of normality for me to be able to come into work and stay a little bit grounded. But people did eventually kind of start trickling out and buying flowers. So. And I noticed so many people came in and said, I'm at home, I'm in isolation, I'm working from home, I'm doing all those things. And they just wanted to bring a little bit of beauty into their life. And it was really great. And our community here were really supportive. They've been really excellent. And I felt like I had to be here for them as well, as much as they were there for me. So that's been really good.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I think that's all the positive things that are coming out of this, out of this situation.
Yeah, it has been excellent, really positive.
Yeah, so nice. And I know, like myself personally, I rely on Geraldine and often that person that rings up last minute ordering flowers. But I know everyone that I've ordered flowers.
Everyone else is the same.
Oh, good.
I'm just sitting here waiting for your phone call.
I'm so slack. But I know they'll always get produced and they'll look amazing and they really make a difference to people that receive them. I actually received some flowers by Geraldine from a group of ladies, and they're still in my house at the moment, and it really makes a difference to my day looking at them and seeing fresh life.
Yeah, it does. Like, I think having a little bit of nature in the house is really beautiful. It does keep you grounded again, and you can it just gives you like a beautiful, pleasant mental state. Just a little bit of happiness to wake up in the morning, see a fresh flower. It does make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one of the big topics I wanted to chat to Geraldine today about was the flowers shortage, which, to be honest, like personally, I didn't realise that the bans on international travel do actually affect the flower world here in Australia. I assume that everything's going on freight and it would be business as usual, but it actually isn't the case. So I really wanted to chat to Geraldine about this because I'm very interested because it does have implications on our weddings coming up. So yeah, just talk us through what's going on and
So at the start of what will we call it? The virus, the pandemic, or the lockdown and all of those kind of things. We did have enough flowers around, but then Mother's Day was in the background looming. And again, because people have been so isolated, when there's an event like a birthday or a funeral or whatever it may be, they're sending lots of flowers. So there's a big pressure on the market for that, and then there's a bigger pressure coming up, which was Mother's Day. Obviously, there was no flowers coming into the country, but a lot of flowers do fly, like on a passenger plane, from internationally. And so all the international imports got stopped. And then because we have been relying on imported product for such a long time, our farms here just can't fill the volume or the demand for big days like Mother's Day. So the market just got completely wiped out, number one, and that was 2 weeks ago. So for the past 2 weeks, we've been really struggling to get any flowers. It looks like I'm making lots of flowers here, but it has been a daily struggle to source, scrounge, call, get whatever you can just to keep your business running. And then going forward, Australian farms can't establish plants immediately. It's not.
No, they can't just.
It is a natural product. It does take time to grow, and it takes time to develop. And there's always issues like bushfires and floods and rain. And now we've got this to deal with as well. So everything's just not on tap. And there's been a few chats in the industry with different people, and it's going back to when I kind of first started floristry, about 10, 15, well, I've been a florist for 16 years. When we're doing weddings back then, there wasn't this plethora of flowers around. You really had to be creative, and you had to work hard to get flowers for every single wedding. And we'll be going back to that time where it is going to be seasonal. You know, you're going to have to be a little bit more malleable in your choices and your decisions with your florist. You can still create your vision, but it might not just have 100 specifically this particular lemon colour rose. You might have to substitute and play with a little bit. And I just think it is going back to how we used to do floristry. But people just need to realise that this is actually what's happening in the industry. And because of this demand supply chain that's happening at the moment, the cost of flowers is increasing. And they're predicting, if it is kind of staying where it's at now, 30 to 40% more.
Wow, so 30 to 40% for international flowers coming in. How about local flowers?
So there's a big demand. There's a big demand there, and you know, it's like if there's not enough apples, they're going to charge fortune for an apple.
Okay, so that's going to have a flow-on effect.
It's going to have a flow-on effect. So this is when you really need a good florist. You know, when you're planning your wedding, you need a good florist who can be adaptable, who can, you know, you've got to sit, and it's a time where you have to really be open and honest, especially about your budget. There's no point hiding behind, I don't know if I've got this much money or this much money. To say, look, I've got, for my centerpieces, I've got to say X, $50. What can we do? And a good florist will be able to work backwards from there. And it's about having that really good relationship with your florist. You know, and believe and trust them. You know, they're not there to take all your money or do whatever. We're there to do the best that we can. It's your big day, and we want to make you happy. Plus, it is our name on the wedding as well, so we're kind of stamped in it, and we want our product to look great as well.
Wonderful. So I guess with the weddings coming up till now until the end of the year, I guess you're sitting down with each and every one of them and maybe rethinking.
We are. So we do have a handful of clients that are booked with us already, and at the start of this, obviously everyone was postponing their weddings, and I kind of predicted what may be potentially happening, and in my correspondence initially with them, just going, look, we're just going to have to take this as it comes, and the price may change a little bit, but when it comes time, we'll all sit down and talk. People are trying to get quotes from me at this point in time, and I just can't commit to an actual quote, and I can give you a gauge to pricing and what I believe what it might be, but at this point we're not taking any bookings. I'm just simply putting out some prices, and I'm just saying just wait till it gets a little bit closer, then we can really nail it down. Just because you know, I think they'll go up, and then the prices will come down. So I think if you just leave it, and this is what I would rather do for every one of my clients, to do you the best possible price. Just wait till it's a little bit closer. So maybe 3 months, not 12 months. At this point, and we don't know what's happening in the world. So to be taking bookings 12 months in advance at this time, I think it's a bit. I think you just have to be really realistic. You can still plan your wedding. And plan everything and have everything set, ready to go. But we just, you know, it is a little bit uneasy as to what might be happening this time next year. So 2021. We don't know.
Particularly in the flower world. I think, you know, reaching out to your florist, getting a quote, maybe making a tentative booking. I know with you, because you have a store and a lot of staff, you have the capacity to do many weddings on one day. So I guess that's not a problem for you.
Look, if it's a big wedding, we can't do many weddings, but you know, we can do a couple of smaller ones because I do have a really good team, and they've been with me for a long time, and we all operate really well together. But you know, we are a solid business, and we've been here for a long time. So you know, booking a florist who has some longevity in the industry too is a good thing, because you know they're still going to be standing by the time the wedding comes around. Because there's a lot of kind of people who in our industry who kind of
go.
Well, they may potentially not be able to survive. Things that are happening in the world. I don't want to be doom and gloom about the whole thing, but it's just a little bit of reality. especially with flowers.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fresh product. It's not like a candlestick
Exactly.
or a chair or a table or a tablecloth.
Yes.
It's really different, and it's
Yes.
and the market can change quite quickly.
Yeah. And
Most of the time, we do absorb cost changes that happen throughout the year, all the time.
yeah.
And we just hope that they just sit like on a mean kind of level.
Yeah.
But we're just not sure anymore.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been really, I know for me, lots of information about where the flower world is going. I know we'll be sitting down with our clients that are having weddings towards the end of the year and talking to florists such as Geraldine about where we're going to go in terms of design without compromising too much, but being a bit realistic about what's going on. So
I think you can. Going back, Danielle, before we started this, we were just talking about greenery.
Yeah.
You know? It's effective, but you can change things. So like even look at this bouquet. This flower here is a lot cheaper than a rose, but it's still giving the same kind of effect.
Yeah.
You layer up. It's all, and even adding in, we've had a discussion about adding in some artificials.
Yes, I thought about that,
Going into the big voluminous, beautiful Lux style weddings, putting a little bit of artificial in the understory of the arrangement and putting some nice, beautiful, fresh ones on top.
Yeah.
So there's always different things.
Always different options, and you guys are the experts. Like we always say that we lean on our suppliers, particularly our florists, to guide us with our designs, because it might look pretty on Pinterest, but at this time, it's just, as I said, not practical. So so thank you so much for joining me, and I learned a lot today, and I wish you luck.
Thank you.
I know you have a very busy day today, so we'll let you go and finish off your beautiful bouquets.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.